now speak to the Director of Electoral Services, Dr. Srebro Kweku. Good morning to you, Doc.
Good morning, sir.
I trust you're well and keeping safe, sir.
By the grace, I'm good.
Fantastic. So, we're still in preparations for this year's elections, presidential and parliamentary elections. We do know that there are plans afoot towards special voting. For the benefit of our listeners who may not have a fair idea of what special voting is, what are we talking about?
Thank you very much, and my regards to our listeners. It is CI 127 that is governing the 2024 elections. And Regulation 23 says that people who, by virtue of performing electoral duties on the election day, which is 7 December, and as a result cannot be at their polling stations, should be given the opportunity not more than 7 days to election to have the special voting. Sub-Regulation 2 says that the employer who is going to assign them the duties will introduce them to the Electoral Commission. Then the Sub-Regulation 3 says that then they will be at their constituency headquarters to see their return officers to put them on the special voters list. And this year, the decision is that there will be special voting on the 2nd of December before the main election on the 7th of December. So we have started comparing the list from the 17th, and God willing, will finish on the 1st of July. So all those who qualify, and if you look at Regulation 50, it says that it is the Electoral Commission officers, the media, and the security services who qualify to vote on the special voting day. So that's what we are working on.
Okay. So 3 legs: electoral officers, the security services, and the media.
Exactly so.
Per the history that we have with special voting, I've heard some who've said that sometimes they try to go and vote on special voting days and they are told, oh, their name is not on the list. They should rather vote on election day. On election day, they go and they are told, oh, their name was rather on the special voting list. How do such people attend for this disparity?
That is why this time around, we want to go strictly by the law. Previously, we used to overlook the law and allow people to just submit a list and compile for them. This time, because of what we are saying, and we want to comply with the law. So what we are saying is that your employers should introduce you as per Regulation 2 of Regulation 23. Then you yourself will go personally to your constituency and get your name on it. So if you don't go, then you yourself will know that you did not apply. Therefore, you don't qualify to vote on the special voting day. In addition to that, we will exhibit the special voters list during the time of the exhibition too, so that you go and verify whether your application was successful or not. And the law is that once you successfully put on the special voters list, your name is removed from the main register and put on absent voters list, so that you will not be able to vote on the main election. Other than that, some people may try to force them to vote twice. So once you are put on the special voters list, your name is removed from the main register.
Okay. What of those who did not vote in the last election, who are media personnel, who wish to vote in this year's elections, which will mean that they are not currently on the voters' roll, are they?
Yeah, we have two. They are talking of last year. We are talking of 2020.
Yes, the last election, 2020. Yes.
So there's no link. There's no link. If you voted for special voting in 2020, that is gone. Your name is back to the main register. So there's no special voters list for you now until you apply.
Okay.
So the 2024 special voters list is not linked
totally
to
different.
2020.
Okay.
Yes.
But if the person did not vote in the main election in 2020, did not vote in special voting as well, is their name on the electoral roll from 2016?
I didn't get that question.
I'm saying, so if somebody voted in 2016, 2020, they did not do special voting, they did not vote, they did not register. Would their name be on the electoral roll?
The person did not register in 2020.
Yes.
And so it does mean that the person is not a registered voter.
So in that instance,
if you have not registered in 2020, it means that you are not a registered voter. And you should be a registered voter before your name can be put on the special voting.
So if as of now you are not, and you want to do special voting, it's impossible.
Please, let's identify the issues. Are you saying the person has not registered in 2020?
Yes.
If you have not registered, you are not a voter. And if you are not a voter, you can't be a special voter.
But heading into this election, the person wishes to register. Is that opportunity available?
If you have not registered. Are you talking of registering for special voting or registering as a voter?
But you have to be a voter first before you become a special voter.
So if you are not a voter, it doesn't come in as a special voter. So you should be a voter first.
Okay. So.
But we intend doing mop-up between 1st and 3rd of August. So anybody who has not registered at all can register for the mop-up. But that would mean that by then we have finished the compilation of the special voting. So you only become a voter, but not a special voter.
I see. Interesting. That's fine. So for those who, and I have to be very specific, with the media, based on your past experience, what should they do differently so that this time their role and their place in the special voting is done seamlessly without trouble?
Yes. So what I said, and I'm repeating, that if you have the CI 127, look at CI Regulation 23, 2. The 2 says that your employer will introduce you to the return officer, that you are going to assign electoral duties on the election day. So you can't be available on the 7th of December. Therefore, we should put your name on the special voters list. Once that introduction comes from your employer, you, the media person, has the right to go to the constituency where you are a voter personally, underline personally, that's sub-regulation 3 of regulation 23, and have your name on the special voters list. So the 2 conditions: 1, your employer should introduce you to the return officer, and 2, the person himself or herself should appear in person before the return officer for the name to put on the special voters list. If you don't do any of the 2, you have not applied.
I see. Okay. All right. Dr. Sebwo Kweku, I thank you very much.
That compilation ends on Monday, 1st July.
That compilation ends on Monday?
Yes, 1st July.
So if
after 1st July, you have not gone through the process, you are out.
So if by Monday, media houses have not brought their list of persons to vote for special voting, they will not be part of special voting.
If you are not enrolled in a school, you can't be a student of the school.
Sorry, I missed that.
If you're not enrolled in a school, you cannot be a student of the school.
Well understood. So, to all media houses, bring your list before Monday.
Exactly so, including the security services.
All right. This is a note to all, including us, so we will get to work and make sure we deliver as we should, sir. Yes.
God bless you.
God bless you too. So I thank you for your time and for joining us. We will definitely stay in touch. I'm sure the next time we'll speak, you'll be director training.
Yes. We'll go with it from 1st July.
Yes, that's next week, Monday.
Yes.
Sharp. Thank you for your time, sir.
God bless you.
Bless you too.
All right. That's Dr. Sebwo Kweku, the Director of Electoral Services of the Electoral Commission, joining us this morning there. Well, I had an extensive conversation with him yesterday on a raft of issues. I want us to hear all that he said in that respect as well. This was supposed to be a top-up, which we've done. So now let's bring you the part where he speaks about everything that's happened in preparation for election 2024.
We have about 10 departments in the commission under the operations operations session.
Yes.
2 sessions: corporate services and operations. And in the operations service, we have training, we have electoral services,
Yes.
we have research and monitoring, we have IT.
Okay.
Then if you go to corporate services, we have finance, public affairs, human resource.
There are a couple more. Okay.
Exactly so. So, and for training, you are in charge of recruitment and training of temporary staff.
Okay.
For example, for this election, we are going to getting to 200,000 people. So you will be in charge. You in charge of their recruitment and their training. Then you also do a lot of training workshop for the permanent staff.
So for those who are asking if this reassignment is a promotion or demotion, what's your answer?
It's like somebody playing football and the person is playing number 9, and the person has to play number 8 or 10. I don't know whether that's
From the one scoring the goals to the one who's coordinating the passes. So does that apply to this one?
That is only so. Because they are all directorship position.
Yeah.
The same level of allowance, the same salary, nothing changes.
Nothing changes
at all.
Not an increase in salary.
No, not at all. The
No
same.
reduction.
Everybody who's a director is on director scale.
Same as. No changes at all. Okay.
And the irony of it is that if you have the training and election, we are on the same floor. So you enter trainings on the left side on the first floor.
Yes.
Electoral service on the right side of the same floor. So
Same thing.
Exactly.
Okay, since you mentioned training, every single year, and I remember recently there was some talk that came up about officers that you recruit to work for you as a commission temporal staff. What level of rigor and scrutiny is required in determining who works for you as temporal staff?
Okay. What we'll do is that we advertise. As I speak to you, recently we do the interview for return officers. And currently we are doing recruitment there for the other polling staff. So in each case you advertise. Then you set out the conditions. For return officers, we're expecting people with the first degree, not more than 65 years, and not less than 25 years.
Okay.
People with experience who have at least been a presiding officer for 2 consecutive general elections, not
Conducting election experience,
exactly.
that's what you mean.
But not in many positions as a presiding officer,
Okay.
at least for 2 elections. So these are the people we're looking for the return officers. We had about 20,000 more applicants. We shortlisted 10 per a constituency. Then a team or different teams were formed. So I personally, I was in charge of the team that went to Western North and Boone East. Other people went to different. The chairperson was in charge of the Accra. So we did the interview. When everything is set, we will give the list to the political parties, and we are expecting that they will know the people more than we may know. So the political parties, if they have any
Qualms about choices.
then they will.
But does it matter if these individuals are known to be party persons?
You know, if you're a party person, will not, because perception is very important.
Where party person means you hold a party card.
Well, you may not hold a party card, but you may be attending party meetings and the rest.
How would you know if you are attending party meeting?
No, that's why we are giving it to political parties.
Okay.
They know themselves. The political parties, they know themselves.
So they will do the winnowing themselves.
Yes, those we know. But there have been instances where we are going to do election for a political party. You look at the delegation and you see one of our people there.
Oh?
Yeah, there have been instances like that.
I see.
Yes.
I see. So has this always been the process that prior to every election, this is how you go about it?
That is
The parties do the winnowing for them.
No, we scrutinize
After your
it.
recruitment,
Exactly.
they also do the
Also,
winnowing.
exactly.
Okay.
That is what we do.
So if that's the case, what do you make of the allegations put forward against the commission that you are recruiting persons who are deemed to be party people?
So let me give a case scenario. When we went to Ejuso, I was there when one of the agents, not even agent, one of the key supporters of one of the candidates came to me that there are a lot of MPP executives from the nearby constituency serving on our list. I said, we may not know. So you have the list, because then you have given them the list. So I said that you just identify those people and come to me and explain. But the person went to date.
He didn't come back.
Didn't come again. So it's not just a matter of just saying that I know Aban is party A or party B. That's not enough. So you need to actually provide some evidence so that when you're saying they are executives, the automatically it should not be difficult for you to prove. Right? So saying it is different and proving is another issue.
Are you ready for the bullets that will come your way?
Bullets from
As director for training? Because if you're having recruitment, allegations will always come.
You see, the most important thing is that do what is right. So once you know you are doing what is right, as usual, I will space. Because if it's only when I'm doing something wrong, that you tell me that you are doing ABC, which are not correct. But if I know nothing, if you ask me, I will justify the reason why such decisions are picked. And you, all the political parties also know that if they provide evidence that somebody is a non-party activist, we will remove the person. They know.
Okay. The limited registration exercise that happened recently, what's been the review of the commission on how things have panned out?
Registration ends with exhibition.
Yes.
So it's only when we are finished with exhibition that we're able to have a wholesale view of the exercise.
But so far, even before the exhibition,
I'm happy. At least I've met both MPP and DC on different programs, and they've all given us a thumbs up.
You're satisfied with the work you've done?
Exactly.
So the initial hits about the numbers for registration, what was it down to? I had a Coral Draw conversation, but really, what was it?
No, you see, when you have the Excel data, the feedback from the data from the district and the region they come in the data form. So we have the data which was correct, but we wanted to at least decorate it and make it infographics so that people will be attractive on our website. So a company was hired to handle that, and they did a good job. But they did that. This issue of IT copy and paste. So the first one was in a region that they said 3,000 something the second day. On the third day, they said 9,000 something. So when they are copy pasting, they copied the 9,000 for both the second day and the third day. So instead of the total of 19,000 something, because of the differences, became 25,000.
Okay.
So that is the first one that happened. The second one too was on the challenge cases. So they developed a histogram. Histogram, so the bar, the bar is shorter as compared to the Greater Accra. But when he's putting the figures on the bars, he repeated the Greater Accra for Upper East. These are the two cases.
Okay, but
in terms of the data on the Excel, there was no issue.
But hang on. If it was a case of design and copy and paste that went wrong, Dr. Serebour Kwaku, once they do their work, they have been contracted. You are a commission. You have to proofread what's going before it goes. So who didn't do the proofreading?
All of us went through, but we couldn't.
Who was in charge? There must be somebody who would have been in charge.
All of us went through. And
you are in charge of electoral services.
Yes.
There's somebody in charge of finance, HR.
I don't want to apportion blame. We did
it's
not
blame. It's our responsibility.
Yes, whatever it is. It's a somebody didn't say that we blame, but whatever it is, we accepted that it's a slip we've understood it and we have
slipped by the person.
All of us.
That all of us take responsibility for.
All of us.
Have there been any remedial actions taken to ensure that this does not recur? Because these numbers are crucial for an election.
No, that's what they are data. The data, there were no issues.
Okay.
And we are not using infographs to conduct elections. You are getting away. So from then we stopped even doing the infographs. So we concentrated on the data and the cell phone. No, you don't have any.
Oh, but you can still do the infographic. You still get the numbers.
So if that will give a problem, why don't you do our data? After all the figures you are talking about, they are all provisional figures. They are all provisional figures. So we finish with the exhibition and the rest. Every figure is a provisional figure.
There are some who reference this and look to 2020, the results and the differences that came up later.
See,
what can you say to the average citizen to assure them that these mistakes, be it clerical, be it, lack of supervision, will not recur in the main election?
We have been doing a lot of elections, so these two slips should not be something that we should be judged.
But these two are back to back. That's the problem. 2020, now this one.
If you have to monitor your own work like that,
yeah,
you also detect errors and that.
But you see the difference. They all happen that here when it happens, somebody is held responsible.
That's what I said. Those who are giving contract were terminated. That's it. So the most important thing that some of these things will help you to grow. If you don't encounter some problems, you will not grow. So now these things have happened. Going forward.
So do you foresee further problems down the line between now and December?
Nobody sleep and think of problems. But we are hoping that they will not come because this one will help us to.
But as a human institution, as they are coming, what's your plan to deal with it?
So we put up more scrutiny and the rest. So we are hoping that those things will not repeat themselves.
I see. Now,
but the most important thing that they are all provisional figures. They don't have any effect on the register.
Has this in any way, and you have been in this business for quite a while now, has this in any way, would you agree, affected the public perception of the Electoral Commission?
I don't think so. Because the issue is that it's like being given a cup of glass of water, a cup of water, a glass of water.
Yes.
The positive minded will say it is half full. The negative minded will say it is half empty. It depends on how the person wants to see it. So if you're always looking for negative, that's what you're thinking of. Oh, if you know that,
okay.
It's like you give somebody 100 questions to work on. The person got 99, and you're hammering on the 1% that the person didn't get.
Is that how you look at this?
No, I'm saying that so it depends on how you want to assess it. But if you read that it has been rectified, we make progress.
Okay. The mop-up exercise. Okay, so what are the timelines now towards exhibition?
We are planning to have it from the 20th to 27th of August.
Of August. Between now and then, what happens?
We as we speak, we are working on the special voting, and that is the main reason why I came here, for us so that we don't have new media people and like me coming to say that you didn't even hear of it, you didn't know, but you know it as I speak. I've not seen the list from.
You will have it this week.
And we are finishing on Monday.
Yes, but you have it this week.
Yo.
You've given us a deadline. We'll meet it.
So we are working on the special voting. Mm-hmm. From that, we are planning to have mop-up from 1st to 3rd of August.
Okay.
Because we know some people have turned 18 after the closure of the 20th May.
Yes.
So we want to give them also the opportunity.
A chance to also register.
Exactly.
Okay. Before we delve into the details for the special voting and also the mop-up, the voter transfer exercise that happened.
We have also done. It's closed.
That's completed.
Yes, with Prozi.
The concerns you had at certain locations where party agents had appeared and there was some scuffle and confusion. What was the thinking behind the decision that because of these clashes, the agents should be totally withdrawn from the exercise?
See, the law did not make provision for them to be present. But because we believe in transparency and know that their presence will help the cause, that's why they come and help us to do it. But if you come and you are rather, instead of helping to address issues, you are the one who's causing the problem. We have the right to say that then I stay away so that we'll do our work and be responsible for it.
Okay, what you just explained. They were there, yes, you said that the law does not provide for them to be there, but they were there to deepen transparency. If they are absent, does it not lessen the transparency that you are seeking to achieve?
No, but I will go for them being absent to being there to fight and kill people.
So why not provide security to ensure that they do not cause problems? Because their presence there is equally important. There was a reason behind you.
If you have been watching the TV, the security are there. The security people are always available. Yes. But
so in your estimation, per the EC and the security services, it had reached the point where controlling them was impossible, and the only option was to say, move out.
See, the issue is that if you want to talk of security, they have minimum force and whatever.
Yes.
So if people are coming in a violent way, I tell you, may have to trigger it into serious confrontation with them.
Yes.
And the result may not be what we are looking for. So anything that can create problems and bloodshed, the best way to let them stay away.
Because we're heading into a major election.
Yes.
Incidents of violence in elections we have seen before in the past. But that has not let us say that we won't have elections. We still do.
We didn't stop the work.
Yes.
We said that if you are coming in to create problem for you, we will not allow you to come in. That's it.
So what happens to the transparency that you want to achieve?
Oh, but it's still the transparency.
How?
But later but they are not the only people who are there. We have a lot of observers.
But the most important actors in any election are the parties, isn't it?
So if you were the one, what would you do?
If I was the one. I was the one. Well, thankfully, I'm not working with the EC. You do.
So now, so we brought them in and read that they were creating problem for us. When we withdrew them and they came back, did you hear them fighting again?
No. What changed between then and now?
Yes, so
there's an agreement you put forward that, okay, henceforth, as you're coming back, so these are the conditions you meet.
We told them that we asked all of you to go. Going forward will be specific. If it is Aban who is creating problem, we'll sack Aban from the place. They came and they comported themselves.
Everybody comported themselves?
Yes, and we don't have any problem.
So was this a strategy? Threaten them so they come...
No, but we meant it. Themselves. We meant it. Because we'll be there to create problem, why are we going to keep you there?
So was it a U-turn or that was a strategy?
No, it's not a strategy, but we wanted to instill discipline. So if you were there and create problem for you, we ask you to be.
Will
to
this
be the place.
apply to what happens on election day?
The law allows that. The law says that if there's an agent who is creating problem for you, the presiding officer has the right to order the person to be moved from the place and inform the political party to replace the person. The law makes provision. Yes.
Okay.
The law makes provision for that.
Okay. Okay. What about the challenged voters and the outcome of adjudication?
So, that is, you know the process of adjudication.
You have to explain for our viewers as well.
So, by law, if you look at Article 42 of the Constitution, it says that every Ghanaian 18 years and above
Yes.
and of sound mind has the right to vote, and as a result should be registered. So that is the clause. Now, then we also, the CI has added the person should be a resident of a particular location for the person to be assigned to a polling station.
Yes.
So when you are registering, and anybody who qualifies to register, realize that you are either not a Ghanaian, or you are not 18 years, or you are not of sound mind, or you are not staying in that locality you are claiming to be, you can be challenged by the person. When you are challenged, you will go through the registration, but your ID card will not be given to you. Then a committee, this is the registration review committee, is set up. And that committee is made up of electoral commission, this officer as the secretary, member secretary, this is police commander, this is director of education, a traditional ruler, and representation of the various political parties. They constitute the committee. And the law is saying that when they are working, they have the same powers as the district magistrate court. So they can subpoena people to appear to testify in the rest. So they will meet the challenger and the challenged, and each of them will present his or her case. Then the committee will give a judgment, which is binding on the commission.
And how
if the judgment is given and you are not, you want to appeal against it, you appeal against it at the High Court.
How long does it take per process to get this challenge process completed?
It depends on, as of now, I think almost the whole country we are finished. We are left with Afrawa area, was in Kitu South. They had more than 1,400. So they
Challenge.
Yes, challenge. So they have not finished, but all the other districts in the country have
Been done.
Yes.
So per the numbers you have, even before the exhibition goes through plus the mop-up, how many registered voters do we have now on the electoral roll?
In 2020, we had about 70 million plus. Then 2023, we had 910,000.
In addition.
And this one, we have around 770,000. But we are working on it. So when we finish with the process, then we know the actual figures.
Okay, all right. Based on what you've explained, how do you also as a commission deal with the mistrust from political parties, especially the NDC, and how can that be cured?
The most important thing is that at every stage of the process, they are with us. Where they think we are doing something they don't understand, they will raise it and we explain. Just until we've concluded the adjudication process, and Dr. Computer was the one who represented the NDC. I always have from here, you want to finish, you can call him. He said that we have done a good job. So we will continue to use them, engage them, and we'll move on.
Okay, but were you worried before we got to this point, the absence? Was it affecting the commission?
The absence from where?
The absence of the NDC from IPAC meetings?
Oh, the issue is that it's like when here you go for a meeting, and one person does not come, the meeting still goes on.
Yes.
Their presence enriches the process. So
The absence takes something away from
Oh,
that.
that is it. Enriches the process. At least you have view from different people, and they are key members of the process. So we were always asking them to come. Now they are in, and we are moving forward. We've forgotten the past.
Okay. The flag bearer of the NDC, former President John Mahama, says they are going into this election with their own referee. How does that sit with you?
I don't understand going by on the referee, because it's the electoral commission who set the date, who do the processes, who declare the results. So I don't, unless you explain what it.
Well, this was made in the context of a level of mistrust between the party and you as a commission. So what then can be done to let him say that he will no longer go into this election with his own referee?
Oh, maybe going with the referee will mean that he will beef up his agents. We want them to be there. Because for election, for example, the way the processes are, By the time the Electoral Commission will come with the results, most of the media people would have done the projection. So that's another form of referee. So if that's what it's meant for, we don't have any issue. But nobody can declare the results apart from the Electoral Commission.
Nobody can declare it.
Not at all. You don't have any legal right to declare. The Electoral Commission that can declare the results.
So if they go out to declare, what happens?
No, I don't think I don't pray that we'll get there.
Okay.
But if you make any projection which is contrary to what Ghanaians have decided, then it creates a lot of problem for the country.
As of today, you are Director Electoral Services.
Yes.
A week from today, you are Director Training. I just have to make that point clear for everyone to understand. That's all. That's just simply it. This is not about my interest.
Coming here will not change by the change in position.
Of course. By no means at all would it change. Okay, so please answer this for me because a lot of people make a fuss out of it. Can an election be rigged?
It depends on how the person understands rigging of an election. Let me explain that. First, we have what we call electoral irregularity. Electoral irregularity is something that happens which is not part of the norm. For instance, the election is supposed to start at 7 o'clock. And if you start at 6 o'clock, before 7 or after 7, they are all irregularity. But the question is, do they have any effect? Then you have electoral fraud. If the intention of committing the irregularity is for you to cheat the system, then that becomes electoral fraud. But if the fraud ends up in making the potential winner a loser, or potential loser a winner, then the election has been rigged. So it is calculated process whereby the result will be programmed in such a way that it changes the result of the votes so that the choice of the people is denied. That's what it says.
Has that ever happened in Ghana?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
No Ghanaian election has been rigged.
Not at all. Unless you have an example for me.
No.
Not at all.
I'm only asking to be sure.
Because the process, and you see, the way our process is, and the accountability and the transparency aspect of it, it is extremely impossible. I would say that 100% impossible for election to be rigged in Ghana, unless all the media persons have been bought or they collude. Electoral Commission, the media, the political parties, reps for all the seats, the security, the judiciary, unless all of them agree that we are going to change the result from A to B. Other than that, it's not possible.
It's impossible.
At all.
So the irregularities you speak of, vote padding is impossible.
At all. Explain what you mean.
Where an area has 100,000 registered voters, out of the 100,000 registered voters, turnout per those who monitor is about 60,000. And when they count the votes, it's 95,000 people that voted.
So the question is, were there agents? Were there the media people?
Yes.
Were there observers? Even the town people? All of them agreed. So if the whole country, we are agreeing that we will vote this way, but we will declare this way, that nobody can blame anybody. But is it possible? That the whole country, everybody will agree that let's change the results.
So if that is true, then this conversation about World Banks for political parties, does it really hold?
No, World Bank for political parties just means that if you agree to GH1, about 90% of them are for Tomato Party. So when they vote, 90% of the vote will be for Tomato Party. It doesn't mean that if the 90% has been manipulated to get 95.
At all.
At least so.
Okay.
So at least there will be one person who will be for the opposing side, who will look at you that the right thing is done.
So for these two regions, Ashanti voter, has there ever been an instance where the voter turnout is questionable?
Not to the best of my knowledge, not at all.
On average, what's the turnout? 85%, 90%?
I can't put figures on because I don't have those, because
Per the history.
It varies from year to year. So if I had known, I would have brought the figure, because what the turnout for 1992 will be different from 96.
Of course.
So we cannot.
The nuances will be different.
Yes.
Okay. So there was a new CI seeking to scrap the Garanta system and make the Ghana card the only primary document.
Proposed one.
Yes, for registration.
And I'm 100% for it.
And the reception from Parliament.
Where
are we on that?
No, because at a point in time we read that it was dividing the country, and we wanted to go into 2020 without such divisions. So the commission
2024.
So the commission took the decision that we are not going to change any of the CIs. So let's use the existing CIs to move. But immediately after that, we can now start preparing the new CIs to replace them. But the challenge with the guarantee system, which I believe you are aware, is that people guarantee for people they have never met. To the extent that even some people, they charge the applicants money and guarantee for them. So, and the laws, the constitution says that a Ghanaian, 18 years and above, and of sound mind. So if you are going to guarantee for somebody you don't know, how sure are you that the person is a Ghanaian? If you are going to guarantee for somebody you have never met, how sure are you that the person is 18 years? But if you believe that if you have the Ghana card, at least it has more credibility than the guarantee system. Because the Ghana card, if you are, let's say, 15 years, and you inflate your year that you are 18, the Ghana card will be permanent with you, right?
Yes.
So it means that when you are 57, the system will show that you are 60, and nobody will take that risk. But if you are talking of voter ID card, I can assure you that somebody who is 18 years, by the time the person is 60 years, different new registers have been compiled and compiled and compiled. And whenever the new register is compiled, the old data is
discarded. So there's no cross-referencing that can be done
at all. So you can cheat when it comes to the voter registration, but you cannot cheat when it comes to Ghana card.
So may I ask this then, pointed. This current register we have, is it foolproof? Is it a true state of people who are 18 years and above and have to be on the roll?
You can never say that everything is 100%. But looking at the processes of challenging education and the rest, you try as much as possible. And everything that you do, you have a confidence interval.
Yes.
So error side of it. So we can't say that's 100%. But after going through the processes, it will be near perfect as possible.
What do you make of the recent brouhaha surrounding your colleague, Commissioner Dr. Peter Apiahene, being cited at a political event of the Vice President and the NPP presidential candidate, Dr. Bawumia?
I've not heard of that.
You've not seen it?
Not at all.
You've not heard it?
Not at all.
Are commissioners allowed to go for party events?
I've not seen it, so how...
Okay, but I'm only asking. So per system and per SOP, are commissioners of the Electoral Commission allowed to go for any political event? Not as electoral officers to go and
it depends on
monitor,
what,
but as visitors.
It depends on what you mean by a political event.
Yeah.
For example, I am Director of Electoral Services. I am also the board chairman of Transit Secondary School.
Transit
Secondary School.
Okay.
Assuming the school has a program and one of the candidates comes there, assuming that I should vacate the place.
That's for your school having an event.
Exactly.
But if it's a political event, are you allowed to be there?
If it's a political event like what?
So fundraising, rallies.
For the political party?
Yes.
I don't think any commissioner will be there. I don't think.
So if there's any evidence that they are, what are the consequences?
I've not seen it, so I can't, but I don't think...
No, I'm only asking what exists. So as a commission, if a commissioner goes to attend a political event, are there consequences?
Yes, the definition for a political event.
Yes.
But I don't think any commission member will say be a political party to have a fundraising for the political party.
Yes.
And the commissioner will be there. I don't think so.
Okay, I'm hearing you say you don't think so, but I'm asking, when you say political event, you're saying that the definition determines what happens. You have been at the EC for quite a while. What are the protocols? If you flout, what happens?
The issue is that let's look at the difference. There's a difference between commission members and staff.
Commissioners.
No, they are not commissioners. They are commission members because there's categorization. I'm saying commission members. That's what the Constitution says. The Constitution says commissioners. So commission members, and within the commission members, you have the chairperson, the two deputies, and other commission members. They are the commission members. Then you have the staff members. If the person is a staff member, then the commission can sanction the person.
Yes.
But if the person is a commissioner, then it means that it's only the legal way that you can use to deal with it.
So somebody must trigger the process in court against such a person?
No, but within the commission, the chairperson cannot sack a commission member.
Commissioner.
No, the power is not there.
It doesn't have to be triggered against.
Exactly. So it's the process. You can, but if it's the staff member, then the commission can take sanction the person for that.
What type of election should we expect on December 7th?
The best election in the history of Ghana.
The best?
Yes, and I mark it on the wall.
What the best means what? What will be? How will we measure that?
No, every election has its own challenges. Where, for example, somebody can go and stand ballot box, can do that, can do anything that is shouting the loss of the election. What we are putting in place with the security and everybody, including the media, if everybody is to do his or her, will go very well. We have a very credible and the best person.
Thank you very much for
But we have not done.
So that's my interview with Dr. Sribo Kweku, the Director Training for the Electoral Commission. I'll go for a break now. When I return, we'll hear the trouble of pensioners and their funds that have been locked up and what actions are being taken to get it back. We're back after the break. Stay with us.